The signs of rasa. On Saturday is Radharani's appearance day. Radharani's appearance day is Radhashtami. You know Radharani?
Yeah, I know.
Yes. The appearance day is celebrated on Saturday.
Okay.
So we'll start earlier, a little earlier, 5 o'clock, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. So Ramananda Roy explained that from there pure devotional service develops in a crude form, in a general way. And when it is more mature, it must take the shape of Shanda. Shanda means what? Hare Krishna. Rani, Hare Krishna. Neutral. Yes. Hare Krishna. Neutrality. Dasya, everybody should know. Servitorship. Sakya, friendship. Vatsalya, paternal affection. And Maturya Ras, conjugal love. So when it gets more mature, our devotion, our relation, one of these rasas we will be attracted to. Like Hanuman, he is the authority, Shantara, Dasyaras. And Prahlad Maharaj is the authority of Shandarasa. So, for all rasas, there are so many feeling comfortable in whatever rasas they are growing in. So Hanuman, by example, is not attracted to the Sakyaras or the Vatsalya or Maturyaras. This is the perfect satisfaction. He considers himself as the eternal servant of Ram. So he feels very perfect. This is his position. So in Chandaras, there's adherence. Adherence. Neutrality. There's respect. Nishta, one thinks, I cannot withdraw myself from this consciousness of continuous submission to the truth. He thinks, I cannot withdraw myself from this consciousness of continuous submission to the truth. So he takes always the position of I am small and you are so great. He keeps this is Vaikuntha, general Vaikuntha level, wherever Vishnu, Narayan, there is prominent. There is no Shakiras or Vatsalya or Mathuradas on this plane. So neutrality develops into Dasyaras. So when it is comes into the next ras, Dasyaras, the desire to do some service appears. Not to be just there and take the position. I am inactive, like the trees in the transcendental world, the monkeys, or all the animals, whatever may exist there on this level, they have mostly the Shandaras, neutrality. But Dasyaras, I want to do something for him, for the Lord. The desire to do some service. When a devotee is not satisfied by only sitting, showing loyalty to the Supreme Authority, he wants to be utilized by him. He awaits the Lord's order, praying that the Lord may give him some engagement. When a devotee has such deep penetration that he wants to be utilized in any way by the Lord, that is known as Dasyaras, or devotion in the mood of service. And there's, in the mood of service, you must understand, this is such a high level of understanding that we have no real experience of it. Because what is you have to be on the transcendental plane when you want. And all what this service is not that I am very active in the bodily conception or mountain. Means the attitude, the soul. He wants to be utilized in any way by the Lord. That is known as Dasyaras. He just expects that the Lord is engaging him in some service. To pick flowers or to help cooking or serving when the cowherd boys, by example, in Vrindavan. Or devotion in the mood of service. So he is waiting patiently, please engage me. He is always hankering for, please give me some service. Very rare on this mountain. We are here, even the devotees, so-called devotees, we are here. I hope he is not engaging me. He is not telling me I should do something. This is we are far, far away from understanding what is transcendent, what is spiritual, what is our real position. Then there is Shakiras. This is devotional service, or they do the service in friendship. This is getting now more intimate, more close. That the devotee can become a friend. It is all these things are fully blooming in the Goloka Vrindavan, where Lord Krishna takes the form as a Krishna cowherd boy. And they are fighting with each other. Sometimes Krishna loses when his friends are groups. And Balaram has one group, and Krishna he has his followers. Then they are fighting. Sometimes they do some sports, something like this. So when in Dasara's confidence is added to service, then it becomes a little superior. Generally, all servants who are faithful become confidential servants. So when the confidential stage is added to service, it becomes shakiras, or devotional service as a friend of the Lord. This is, we should not think this is a lower stage. We have not attained any stage of this, because we are moving in the world of matter. So, devotional service as a friend of the Lord. First there is nishtha, adherence, faith. Submission. Then the devotee wants to be utilized for his satisfaction, not for his own, for the satisfaction of his most dear friend, Krishna. Then there is confidential utilization, and then it comes to friendly service, shakiras. In Vaikuntha, where Lord Narayan is served, in calculative devotion, omnishandaras, dasaras may be also there, and half of shakiras, means not fully developed, are seen there. Full confidence is not possible there, because there's always some reverence, some space. They cannot become so personal. Narayan is big. But they keep some kind of friendship. But the friendship one can develop on the Goloka Vrindavan, like the cowherd boys and like so many. This is fully blooming. This is absolute, perfect Sakya, friendship. Full confidence is not possible there in Vaikuntha. So awe and reverence, splendor, grandeur, pomp, apprehension, all this vanish when we develop a more confidential relationship with the Supreme Lord. At that time, the object of our worship or love changes in another way. Then from Vaikuntha we feel attraction for Gaudiya. So Vaikuntha, it goes up to a lower level of shakiras, half shakiras. It is Vaikuntha, or it is the plane of Narayan, Lakshmi Narayan. But Then from Vaikuntha we feel attraction for Ayodhya. There is a different kind. It is little more intimate. The divine abode of Lord Ramchandra, where there is neutrality, servitorship, and friendship with Vibhishana and Sugriva. There we can also trace Vatsalya Ras, parental love of Godhead. So we had a relation to Sita Devi, his wife, and his parents. Yes. So, in the Vatsalya Ras, confidence has developed to the peculiar stage in which the servitors think themselves promoted to the post of protecting the object of their veneration. This is a coming parental mood, means I have to care for the young boy like Krishna. I have to protect him from all negative influences. So she is always, their parental mood means they are always in deep absorbed. I hope nothing is happened to him, nobody is harming him, or is not getting hurted by anything. Like this mood is there. Filial affection is also service. Although it seems that the parents are masters of the situation, controlling the Lord as their son, sometimes chastising and punishing him, this is a superficial view. If we can enter into the depth of their service, we shall find an incomparable love of a most peculiar type. On the surface, they are engaged in punishing and rebuking the Lord. Underground, they are full of interest for the welfare of the object of their service. Vatsalya, or parental love of Godhead, is a peculiar type of divine love. We see a very light type of Vatsalya in Ayodhya. So it is almost ignored. There is not fully developed this relation of Vatsalya and Ram Leela. So Mathura, the Krishna conception. Rupa Goswami lived from Vaikuntha to Mathura in one stride. In his Upadeshamrita 9, he writes, Vaikunthar Chanidavara Matupuri Tatapi Rasotsava. Mathura is superior to Vaikuntha because Lord Shri Krishna appeared there. It is there that everything is shown in a clear and substantial way. In Mathura, we find the Krishna conception of Godhead. In one stride, he has come from Vaikuntha to the Krishna conception. But Sanatana Goswami has filled up the gap. In his book Brihad Bhagavatamrita, he says that on the way to Mathura there is Ayodhya, the spiritual kingdom of Lord Ram, and there we find Shakya and Vatsalya Rasa. But Rupa Goswami goes to Mathura at once. He says, come to Mathura, there you will find Shakya and Vatsalya Rasa clearly visible. He has shown how Shakya Rasa service is present there. the devotees there are playing with Krishna, sometimes climbing on his shoulders, and perhaps sometimes even giving him a slap. But although they may mix with him in this way, their heart is full of a particular type of service attitude. That is the criterion. They may give up their lives 1,000 times to take a thorn out of his soul. They can sacrifice themselves 1,000 times for the slightest satisfaction of their friend. They consider him 1,000 times more valuable than their own life. In Vatsaleras also, the criterion is similar. For the slightest interest of the object of their veneration, they can give up lives millions of times. Such affection is found there. And then from Vatsalya, it possesses to conjugal love. Conjugal love means maturya rasa, the rasa or the mood of highest, the all-comprehensive rasa, which includes adherence. So in maturity rasa, all rasas are present. It includes adherence, chandara, service, tasya, friendly, shakya rasa, and parental love, vatsalya rasa. But the wholesale dedication of every atom of our existence for Krishna's satisfaction is found in maturya rasa, which includes all other rasas. And maturya rasa is more enhanced when it is couched in the form of parakya or a Brahma relationship. In parakya rasa, the gopis risk everything for the service of Krishna. Parakya rasa takes two forms. In one, there is no obligation of anything. The union may happen or may not happen. So because their meetings is very rare, it becomes even sweeter. There's another kind of parakya rasa. We are told that ordinary food is not palatable to Krishna, but when he takes food by stealing, that is more tasteful to him. If we can follow this art, that may also be applied in the case of parakya rasa. I am deceiving the party, getting what I want. I am stealing the property of someone else. That sort of boasting becomes more tasteful to the subjective party. And the dedicated party risks everything. Their good name, society, future, and even dictation of the religious scriptures. They take a wholesale risk just one time. When we were in Madras, the king of Jaipur gave some money for the construction of a temple. The money was sent to our head office in Kolkata. Out of 5,000 rupees, the first installment was 1,000 rupees. And the construction work was begun by sending a worker from our main center. Then Maharaj and I were sent to Madras, where we heard that the king would soon come. In order to show him that some work had been done, we raised the construction to some extent, so the king could be told, your money has been spent. And now the next installment is necessary. So in order to do this, we incurred the debt. We took a loan for bricks and other things and raised the construction to a higher level. When we wrote this to our Guru Maharaj, he had some apprehension that he would chastise us. Why have you taken this loan? Instead of that, he gave us his appreciation. You have risked your future in the service of Krishna. You have taken a loan. That means you have to pay off that loan. So you have engaged your future energy in the service of Krishna. You will have to collect money and pay off the loan, so there is service with risk of the future. So the gopis consciously risked their future. We have disobeyed our superior persons in the directions of the Vedas. What we do is neither approved by society nor by the religious books. Our future is dark. Still they could not but serve Krishna. So Vaikunthat Janido Vara Madhupuri Datapi Raso Savat. Janido means Vatsalya Rasa and Mathura Rasa in Vrindavan. Radha Kundam Ihabiko Kullapate. In the Mathura Rasa also 3 groups are shown. Vrindavan is generally selected groups in Govardhan. In the highest group in Radha Kunda. All these things have been shown in the conversation between Ramananda Rai and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So, after this, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, now he has explained the different rasas up to Mathura Rasa. But he said, go further. Then Ramananda began to explain the kind of service rendered by Radharani in Mathura Rasa. Her devotional service is categorically higher than that of all other gopis. Radham Madhya Hridaye Dadya Vraja Sundari. This is Gita Govinda Jayadev Goswami. The whole group of gopis can be cancelled only for one Srimati Radharani. What peculiar type of service may come from her? And Krishna, the original personality of Godhead, Swayam Rupa, is only by the side of Radharani, by the side of other gopis. That is Prabhava Prakash, plenary expansion, not Swayam Rupa, the original form. Such is the quality of Srimati Radharani. We should show our highest reverence to this highest ideal of devotional service. Then the last question came from Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Can you think of anything more than this? And Ramananda Rai said, you ask me to quote scripture to support whatever I say. But here I won't be able to quote scriptures from anywhere. Still I have a new feeling within me, and if you would like to know that, I can explain it to you. In this way, one song was composed by Ramananda Rai. he introduced this song by saying, "Whether or not it will be pleasing to you, I do not know. But it seems to me that there is a stage which is even better than the meeting of Radha and Govinda. There's a stage where both of them, the positive and the negative, are combined. No individual consciousness is clear, and one is searching another in self-forgetfulness. This searching for one party by the other is very strong and intense. This seems to be more highly elevated love, union in separation. So this is Mahaprabhu's mood. He was always with Radha. He was Radha. Radha Krishna, Radha Govinda in one person. But he felt the mood came. He felt separation. Even he was with her. Radha and Govinda are so intense in their search of one another that even they have no consciousness of whether they have each other. Radharani sometimes experiences that even while Krishna is present before her, she fears losing him. That feeling becomes as intense as if she has lost him. They are together, but the apprehension that one may lose the other makes their meeting intolerably painful. Just as a mother is always alert about the safety of her son, Anishta Shankini, Bandhu Hridayani Bhavantihi. A mother thinks, "Oh, my son is out. Is he in an accident?" This fear of separation is the symptom of deep love. So, Ramananda Roy's composition gave a hint about the divine appearance of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, in which both Radha and Govinda are combined. And it is as if they are unconscious of their separate existence. One is searching the other. Krishna himself is overflowing with the feelings of Radharani. They are so deeply embraced that one is lost in the other. Then Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu put his palm over the mouth of Ramananda Roy and told him, "No further. Rasaraj Mahabhav Dui Garupe Rupa." Lord Sri Krishna is the fountainhead of all pleasure, and Srimad Radharani is the embodiment of ecstatic love of God. These two forms are united as one in Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Any question? This is deep. Understanding given here. We will not hear it often. You will not read this, or nobody will speak about this. So, in such a way, in a realist who has realized, like our acharyas, so we're repeating. If one sincerely hears, and he can enter these pastimes, he can experience all these different relationships on the transcendental plane. But if we are materialistic, we will pull it down to our plane, and we will not hear or understand. This is the secret. Maybe one day some humans, some people may wake up and they want to experience or they want to understand this, what seems nowadays in this world as almost impossible. Because our world is existing only from matter, what we can perceive through our senses. This is reality for us. But this is far beyond mundane conception, mental conception, intellectual conception. It is the pastimes of the Lord. He performs. It is also a kind of illusion, but it is called Yoga Maya. Because he is performing his pastimes in so many different forms and leelas. So, in every soul in this whatever exists in any universe, in the universes, everybody is a part of this, one of these leelas. Shanta, Dasa, Sakya, Vatsalya, or Mathurya. Everybody has his position in the original plane, where our real home is. So we should, one day maybe somebody will wake up and try to go deeper and understand it. It is not something what is we cannot experience. By the mercy of those who have understood, it is possible that we get entrance into this world where there is the eternal world, always. No beginning, no end. Anything to say on this? Chaitanya. Jai Sri Radha Govinda Ki Jai. Jai Srila Pujabad. Nitalila Bhavistam Vishupad Brahmam Savicharya Stota Sasi Srimad Bhakti Raksha Shri Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Shri Gurudev Nitalila Bhavistam Vishupad Brahmam Savicharya Stota Sasi Srimad Bhakti Vaibhav Puri Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Guru Premanandi. Patitan Pavanebhyo Vaishnava